What is up, Maniacs, and welcome once again to the fourth episode of our podcast. It's me, the mouth from Pasig City South, representing UNP, so holla if you hear me, JCT.
And I'm FSP Works, but you can always call me Fred.
We are here once again to drive you nuts and bolts with our bumper to bumper podcast.
Now let us go back in time and revisit a legendary name in the rally world.
Oh, Fred, I hope this doesn't make you feel like an old geezer, but don't we age like a fine wine?
Oi, Chris, you only look younger than me, but we're technically the same age, right?
But come on, Fred, you gotta admit, it feels good to feel young, dumb,
Chris,
young.
get off me!
Whoa!
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
He's clearly overheating.
Stop it. I'm not a car again, Chris. Okay, anyways, what we're about to feature here is yet another rally legend, and also an off-road legend.
Could it be the famous Subaru WRX STI that punched people?
No, Chris, it's not a Subaru, and it's not a WRX.
Oh, what could be even fatter and bigger than that? Could it be the Lancer Evolution?
No, it's a Mitsubishi, yes, but it's bigger, more practical, and also more off-road capable, and it is a Paris-Dakar rally legend.
By the way, speaking of bigger and better, did you know that I'm much more vertically privileged than Fred
Oh,
himself
dear.
and taller?
Whatever, Chris.
Whatever, Fred. Okay, speaking of bigger, are we talking about the Mitsubishi Pajero?
Yes, you finally got it, Chris.
All right. Speaking of Mitsubishi Pajero, according to Google, if my hazy memory serves me right, doesn't it have a double meaning in
Chris,
Spanish?
I know what you mean, alright? I know what that means. So please, let us keep this family friendly, alright?
All right, all right. And cameraman, I see you smiling over there. Please don't smile and please don't cry your miseries out. Let us now move on to the history of this beast while I give this Fred an ice pack.
Whatever. Now, before we get to the car review, let us take a look at the early days of the Mitsubishi Pajero. The first generation Pajero was launched in 1982 with options of 4-cylinder diesel engines and a V6 petrol engine. Then in 1983, Mitsubishi joined the Pajero Montero to the Paris-Dakar Rally, and to compete the rally, the vehicles were only allowed with few modifications, and so they used a 2.6-liter 4G54 engine in the rally. The engine was tuned at the Engine Research Department at the Kyoto plant. The intake and exhaust manifold ports were polished, they changed the exhaust system, and also they installed a reinforced clutch. And in 1985, they had their first win at the Paris-Dakar Rally after the third attempt. The Pajero Montero won 12 victories with unprecedented 7 consecutive wins of all its 26 entries in the Dakar Rally, and it was known to be the king of the desert. In 1989, Mitsubishi once again joined a rally, which is a Paris to Tunis to Dakar rally with a span of 6,281 kilometers of competitive stages and a total of 10,794 kilometers. In order to survive the rally, they made improvements in reliability and performance, and so they changed the layout of the radiators in order to reduce overheating, and they upgraded the transmission with a 5-speed by Hewland Engineering. And now, in 1991, the second generation Pajero was released. It came out with Mitsubishi's legendary Super Select 4-wheel drive, wherein you can switch from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive even on high speeds. It was manufactured until 1999, although in 1999, the 2.5 gen was released, and in the Philippines, it was released as the Fieldmaster. It was manufactured and sold in the country until 2008, and it was made available with options of 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. What we have here only came with a 2-wheel drive when it was purchased in 2004.
Sheesh, this car actually kicks off more dust than those guys I see in PE. By the way, representing UANP. And anyways, Fred, if you actually want dust, I could actually kick you.
Chris, how many times do I have to tell you to keep this podcast family friendly?
Come on, guys. We all know that I'm much more family friendly than Barney the dinosaur. Anyways, well, Fred clearly needs another ice pack and another temperature check. Let us now move on to the exterior.
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not a car?
Yes, he's a Fred. Moving on to the exterior, as you can see here, it looks very simple yet striking at the same time. It is so timeless, like yours truly, that it can still keep up with the newer SUVs. It looks modern enough to still keep up with the newer rigs and is old enough, just like Fred,
Hey,
to become a street neoclassic. The earlier second generation had thick fenders on the wheel arches. It was then taken out on the 2.5 gen. What it had are those clean looking but still aggressive looking lines. And it makes this classic Pajero rugged and elegant at the same time. This Pajero is fitted with the standard body cladding which keeps it looking ordinary at first glance. But I assure you, if you look closely, it actually looks beastly despite this much like yours truly. When you look at the front, it looks tough and handsome, like yours truly yet again. While at the same time, it is as elegant as listening to Porcelain by Moby, Fred's favorite classic chill electronica music.
absolutely, Chris. I absolutely love that song.
Yes, absolutely, Fred. It also has a rear tow hook, a functional front hood scoop to keep the airflow scooped up, as I would ice cream.
Chris, keep it family friendly.
Okay, anyway, boo-hoo, Fred. This bad boy also comes with bling bling, such as this rear bumper as you can see here. It's as chrome as it gets, like Snoop Dogg. Chrome materials here and there. Oh, hi there, Fred.
Hi, whatever.
Chrome rear lamp protector. Oh, shizzle mad dizzle, cause I make the sky.
Oh, not again, Chris.
Yes, he's dying inside, and he
Oh,
can't
Lord.
keep himself to hold
Give me a
you.
break.
Anyways, moving on. These headlight washers are probably one of the most satisfying parts of this vehicle. But then, it is not even necessary. But it is still a joy to see one of those on any vehicle. This automatic antenna is probably the most late 90s to early 2000s part of this young classic. Clearly not as young as Fred.
Hey,
It also has these gorgeous off-road ready and period correct 20-inch bulk raised TE37XT wheels wrapped with Bridgestone.
Bridgestone, Chris. Bridgestone.
Right, Bridgestone. Dueler all-terrain tires and a spare tire at the back in case this car gets a flat tire. Clearly something that Fred would do.
Sure, Chris. I know who would give it a flat tire.
Come on, Fred. Everybody falls flat when they see me rolling. They hate it.
Chris, it's already been like four episodes, and you're still singing.
Come on, that's the reason why everybody loves my content.
Whatever. Anyways, now let us go to the interior, shall we? While Chris sings his heart out.
Cause I'm falling for you tonight.
Now let us go take a look at the interior of this young classic. Well, the interior of this Pajero is definitely not the most luxurious, at least by today's standards. However, everything on this Pajero is very well put together. Simple, functional, and rugged. That's how it is. Now moving on to the seats. The driver's seat can be electronically adjusted, while the front passenger seat can be manually operated. These seats are wrapped in leather, and as you can see, it is starting to show some wear and tear on the seats. However, that's how it should be. This Pajero is wearing its age gracefully, especially considering that this is a low mileage vehicle, and I will get through the details later. Now moving on to the middle row, it is quite spacious. It can sit 3 full-sized occupants, sometimes 4, with ease. Now going to the rear, the seats at the back are not the typical front-facing seats. These seats can sit 4 passengers at the back, just like a Toyota Camaro FX back in the days. In the early days, 9 to 10 seat configurations were mandated in most SUVs and AUVs in the Philippines due to tax rebates. As you can see here, the seats are still covered with plastic in order to preserve the leather's condition. very typical to most Filipino car owners. See these headrests? These were a thing in most cars back in the days. And it looks beefy and masculine. Well, gone are the days when most headrests had these holes. And with its old school
Oh,
styling.
I know someone who's clearly older.
Yes, Chris, you only look younger, you know? But these fans know who matured faster.
Ah, look at my boy Fred. He's getting hysterical and crazy, just like yours truly.
Alright, back to the interior. See this armrest at the second row? You can put it down like so. It also comes with a cup holder in case you need to put down your drink. There are also armrests at the front seats, and so you have something to wrap your arms around with on a long trip, in case you are single just like me.
Oh, so you're still single. You should actually get a girlfriend, Fred.
Chris, look, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, and I'm not interested in getting one.
But guys, I know a little secret. Did you know that Fred actually likes...
Shh. Alright, let us go back to the show, shall we? Sorry about that. Now, there are grab handles absolutely everywhere. From the door's entrance, front passenger and driver's side, to the rear. Even on the dashboard itself. The AC vents are probably one of the weakest points of most Pajeros. Well, as long as it blows air colder than any problematic relationship, it's all good.
Ah, yes, clearly colder than Fred.
Chris, please, enough with all of your girlfriend talks, alright? You're just making my blood pressure go up. Now let's go back to the podcast again. Anyways, see this mysterious high-tech wizardry up here? That is actually an LCD screen where you and your family can watch your favorite films in the 2000s. Well, it has seen better days according to the owner. And this is how you listen to music back in the late 90s or early 2000s. This is an old school Pioneer head unit, where you can also play my favorite Moby Play CD. Period correct tunes only please. Now, you will see how utilitarian the dashboard is. And it's chunky, just like Chris's arms.
Hey, thank you, Fred. I always knew you'd want the train to look just like me.
Now going back, while it looks utilitarian, you can see that there are fall wood finishes on the AC vents, which makes the dashboard a little bit more elegant and luxurious somehow. Now, the gauge cluster is just a gauge cluster. Nothing fancy, but the best part of this gauge cluster is actually at the odometer. Now take a look at how low the mileage of this Pajero is. It only has over 24,000 kilometers since 2004. It was only used on special occasions according to the owner. And see those gauges? Those are for the Pajero's vital information, such as the thermometer, inclinometer, and altimeter. See this mystery button? This button is actually for the variable suspension system, where you can set different modes such as soft, medium, and hard, depending on the road and driving condition of the vehicle. Now moving on to the sun visor, there is also an extra sun visor behind, which is very similar to the Subaru Forester that we previously reviewed. Well, that is it for my review on the interior. Now Chris, you can take over now. I'll get some water.
Now, let us discuss the engine, transmission, and power of this car. You got the power! Anyways.
Again, Chris.
Fine, Fred. Now, going to the heart of this vehicle, the engine. This Fieldmaster has Vin Diesel family. I mean, it has a diesel engine to be exact. It has a 2.8-liter turbocharged single overhead camshaft diesel engine that makes 125 buff horses and 298 Nm of torque at 2000 RPM. It's not the fastest, not at all, sister. This 125 horsepower vehicle is equipped with a 4-speed automatic transmission with overdrive. What does that do? With this, we can say that, this seems to fit just right for this vehicle, just like I would in any relationship.
Whatever.
Okay, Fred, whatever, Fred. It did not have the legendary Super Select 4-wheel drive, unfortunately, as it only came with a 2-wheel drive when it was acquired in 2004. Not too much gear switches, just the way Fred likes it.
Hush it.
Because the more the numbers, the more older Fred gets.
Not again.
Anyways, this Pajero is sitting on front double wishbone and rear 3-link suspension. And that is its Pajero stock height, by the way. Now, let us do a head check. Rugged check, simple check, timeless like moi check. And by the way, this time we will not be having a test drive as Fred already took a ride in this Pajero. So,
Right.
Fred, tell me, how was the ride like in this magnificent machine?
Well, you know what? What I can say is that the ride quality is quite superior. Although it's not the smoothest nor it's the roughest, It's just right. And what I love about it is that the overall view is quite commanding. Those huge windows give me a peace of mind. If I were to be the driver of the Pajero,
I
you know?
see. So, would you trade this for a new girlfriend? Oh, I mean another SUV.
Well, what I can say is that I'm a huge fan of older SUVs, especially those oldies and patrols, the LC80 Toyota Land Cruiser, and of course, the Mitsubishi Pajero that we just reviewed. And so, yeah, if I were to compare this with our 2015 Ford Everest, our Ford Everest is a lot plush. It's a lot more luxurious and it's more tech loaded. However, if I were to compare it to the Mitsubishi Pajero that we just reviewed, the overall build quality and reliability is a lot more superior. But in terms of probably the looks, they're equally handsome.
I
Just like
see.
you are, and just like me.
Yes, handsome just like yours.
And you know what, Chris? Despite of you being so rather jolly or rather being jolly with the rest of the podcast, would you surely know my taste in cars? And I truly appreciate you for that, man.
Indeed. We both have a great macho taste in cars, just that we are macho man.
Yes,
So,
sir.
without further ado, would you like to give these fans a little glimpse of how the ride was like?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah, keep rolling, rolling,
Not
rolling.
again. And that concludes our review on the 2004 Mitsubishi Pajero Fieldmaster. It is a majestic ride indeed, right, Chris?
Indeed, it is really and truly a Japanese legend in its own right.
Right.
Do you think we're going to be legends one day, Fred?
Well, if you probably take things a little bit more seriously, you know?
Come on, Fred. We both know that my charisma is too sweet to be sour. Nobody can deny that I am the hour Fred's final power.
Now, if you're new to this channel, please do subscribe to our channel and also press the notification bell for more updates.